How's it going, everybody? We are getting ready to hop into round 4 of the World Cup national qualifiers for Sweden. These players are all trying to get onto the Sweden national team. We have Oscar, Soul Rogue 2, General Bullet Fist, Vanilla Goblin 8, Wytredigan, Likiwi, and Patrick. Let's go take a peek at the lobby here. Game 1 is going to be a progressive world domination game. Or sorry, a 70% domination progressive game on the Europe Advanced map. And Oscar was kind enough to share his screen for the cast. All right, Soul Rogue on green in the first seat. Looks like he's got an immediate turn 1 bonus take for France. Then in the second seat, we have Vanilla Goblin on blue. He has a turn 1 Scandi take, and looks like he'll go for it. He also has a turn 1 Southeastern Europe take. If he wants to take some risky rolls, he could go for a turn 1 +7. Looks like he's going to go for the safe bet here. I think a slightly better play might have been to take Southeastern Europe first, because I don't think his 3 and his 2 get rolled in Scandi. But getting a turn 1 bonus is solid, if you can manage it. Then we have General Bullet Fist on red. Going to take Dinaric Alps right off the rip. Coming through the portal to do so. Going to fortify from Eastern Europe into Dinaric. Then we have Wytredigan Likiwi. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. On pink. How's it going, Chris? Sweden should choke this up while it lasts. The qual, I'm too tired to do it again. Yep, we know the drill. All right, does Wytredigan have a turn 1 bonus here? He does, because Vanilla Goblin decided to take Scandi turn 1 instead of Southeastern Europe. Can he bag the 3v1 here? He does. Gonna pull in those 3 troops from the Orient, I imagine, and do his bonus. Ooh, never mind. He pulls in a 2 from the Orient through the portal and do his bonus. Gonna see if he can set up a turn 2 Orient take, maybe. All right, now we have Oscar. Oscar has a turn 1 North Africa. He's trying to see if he has anything better. He also has a turn 1 Noob Corner. Maybe not a turn 1 Noob Corner, but he certainly has turn 1 UK. And looks like he wants to stake a claim to Iceland. All right, last but not least, we have Patrick. Gonna go for the turn 1 Spain take, getting perfect dice on all those 2s. I'm sure he isn't complaining about that. Gonna guard the north side of Spain, but not the southern side. Soul Rogue getting less than good dice there. Was that looked like a Germany turn 2 take that didn't quite go. All right, and we see Vanilla going into Russia. Vanilla working on a turn 2 Russia. Bullet Fist working on a turn 2 Eastern Europe. Well, I guess turn 3 for both of those, since neither of them took those larger bonuses. So going for a smaller bonus, White should have enough to take North Africa turn 2. I think Oscar was hoping to grab Iceland and North Africa on his turn 2, but White appears to have had other ideas. I think if you're Oscar, maybe you go for Germany here. As long as he gets perfect dice, he could probably afford to lose one troop with this generation if he goes for Germany. But that's the play I would go for if I'm Oscar. You know, the go big or go home +5 play. Interesting. Adding to an exterior. We see a fist bump come out. He's quickly losing troops, though. Fortifies into Eastern Europe. I'm not sure how Bullet Fist is going to feel about that. Meanwhile, Patrick going to go ahead and pick up Italy on his turn, too. Patrick now on the largest generation with +8 total. And then coming up with the second most generation into turn 3 is White Again on +7. Soul Rogue takes a turn 3 Germany. Going to be on +9 going into round 4, or turn 4. Vanilla going to go ahead and finish the Russia take. And Bullet Fist, not left with too many options, was trying to go for Eastern Europe on his previous turn. And it looks like Oscar is signaling that he would like to take Eastern Europe. Does Bullet Fist try for West Africa or Orient instead? Or will Bullet Fist insist on Eastern Europe? Looks like we have our answer. He insists on Eastern Europe and breaks Vanilla in the meantime. White Tredigan sees no reason why he shouldn't have Orient. He's going to start going for it. I think he needs perfect dice from here on out in order to get it. I think he's going to come up one short. Actually, he can still take it if he wins a 2v1 at the end. Not going to go for it. Oscar sees that he will not be allowed to hold Eastern Europe. At least, hopefully he sees that now. I think if you're Oscar, you take Iceland and go ahead and portal out. Looks like Oscar is also insisting on the Eastern Europe take. getting the dice he needs, successfully takes Eastern Europe, throws the fist bump out. But I can't imagine Bullet Fist is going to be particularly pleased with this decision. I don't think Oscar is going to hold that by the time he gets around to his next turn. Patrick going to start working on West Africa. Going to need perfect dice on the 2 if he wants to take it this turn. Yeah, it is looking quite rough for Oscar. How's it going, Riedel? Yeah, he's going to stop there. Soul Rogue in a good position, but needs to break somebody for a card. Decides to break Oscar. And steals the UK bonus. And going to pick up Iceland for good measure. Oscar now in basically a hopeless position. I don't think this is recoverable for Oscar. We haven't gotten to the first round of trades just yet. And both Oscar and Bullet Fist find themselves under 15 troops. But at least Bullet Fist has a bonus. Oscar in the 5th seat, checking his hand to see if he has a set on 3 in the first round of trades. You know you're not in a good spot when you need to do that. And unfortunately for him, he does not have a trade. His kill will be profitable and will be worth points. It would have been nice to not lose the 4th game in one day. Sorry to hear that, Riedel. Yeah, it's always rough. Like, I go through the same thing. Like, I'll have good wrist days and bad wrist days, and the bad ones are really bad. Not how I predicted this game to go. Yeah. Yeah, definitely spicy. It'll likely be a quick game. This game probably ends in the second round of trades. Bullet Fist, more worried about keeping Vanilla Goblin off of his bonus than he is about taking Eastern Europe. I'm not sure if I would want to be making enemies if I'm under 20 troops before the first round of trades. Oscar in a real tight spot here. Patrick probably has his kill on the next turn. My mistake. Unless White Tredigan goes for it right now, you got to roll the 8v3 first, sir. Or slow roll off the portal off your 4. Going to come down to a 3v1. And he gets it. White Tredigan on the board with the first kill. GG's to Oscar. Well played to White Tredigan taking the first bounty of this round. That's right. 4 bonuses is fine, but 2 is too many. So, our beautiful match host, Grogu, has added the 3 points to White Tredigan's score. And he got the whopping 4 trade from that kill. Not quite big enough to chain anybody else. But I think he's perfectly fine with the position that he's currently in. Patrick, I'm sure, was hoping to pick up that kill. Now he's got a few more territories to smack if he wants to finish the West Africa take. But West Africa is probably where he's going to be trading cards in. Get good, Oscar. Oscar, big noob. Oh, man. Get him, Riedel. Yep. Patrick does want to pick up West Africa and goes in and breaks White Tredigan's North Africa. Patrick also going to break Soul Rogue's +9. So Soul Rogue only gets +5 this turn. Going to set in on 4 for 6 with Fury in his eyes. Comes off the portal, invades Andalusia off of the portal, and then runs through all of Patrick's bonuses on the northern coast of Africa there, running up through Italy for his retake path of his bonuses. So very rough turn there for Patrick, finding out how far Soul Rogue is willing to go when he's broken, even when he's holding too much. Retakes everything and steals a bonus. Vanilla Goblin going to set for 8. Is this the Bullet Fist kill? Only loses 3 on that 8. I think this is the Bullet Fist kill. I don't see how he fails this at this point. He might actually be able to hold Russia now that Bullet Fist is out of the game. GG's to General Bullet Fist. And we see the tongue sticky outie for good measure. No love lost between these players, it seems like. GG's to General Bullet Fist, and well played to Vanilla Goblin. Getting on the board here in round 1 for 3 points. These guys are crazy. Yeah, the games are nuts. I got lucky Q1, Q2. Games on Saturday should be pretty good quality. Hopefully the Spain national qualifier game is going to be good quality. I know you guys tuned into that last week. I get to re-enter the fray for Spain round 4 later today. Coming up in about 5 hours. And I will be casting my own game, so hope you guys enjoy that. We'll see if I can survive. That's right, Fitz is my host. I'm looking forward to that game. It should be a lot of fun. Alrighty. Are you playing for Austria? I'm assuming that's a Fitz question. Yeah, cool. All right, we're back to White Tredigan's turn. There's just 4 players left. White Tredigan also has a bone to pick with Patrick. Since Patrick broke his North Africa bonus on the previous turn, looks like he's going to go for the Patrick kill. He's going to need some really good dice here on these 3s. So far getting the dice he needs. There it is. And GG's to Patrick. Well played to White Tredigan, taking another bounty this game. Going to put him on 6 points and earns him the 15 trade. Going into the second round of trades as the troop lead. I think he does need to break some of Soul Rogue here. Soul Rogue holding, let's see, +5, +10, +8. Holding +18, the green player is. I don't know why I talk like Yoda there. But I would break a few of those if I'm White Tredigan. As Soul Rogue no longer has a stack and does not have a set either. Looks like he's going to at least steal Italy. Does he also break France and Germany? We see the fist bump come out from Soul Rogue. Looks like he's fine with losing Italy. White Tredigan sitting on 5 bonuses and almost a 6th. But there's a green territory over in Georgia that he does not have, keeping him off the Orient bonus. Soul Rogue keeps most of what he's got, goes to 20, or yeah, earns 20 this round. Looks like he's going to go ahead and pick up Eastern Europe. Not interested in breaking anybody. Now, the only bonus not currently held is Orient, so Vanilla Goblin is either going to remove green from Orient or break a player in order to take his 4th card. But I'm sure he's enjoying holding not only Russia for the first time, but also Dinaric Alps, which was Bullet Fist's old bonus. White Tredigan holding about half the board. If it gets back around to him and he remains unbroken, he might be able to win just off of how many bonuses he has. Vanilla Goblin seems to recognize that, decides to break Spain, West Africa, North Africa, going to wrap around up to Italy. Says, you can keep Southeastern Europe, but I have to break everything else. We see the set on 3 from White Tredigan, going to go to 20 troops. Can't kill anyone. Looks like he may have made a slight pathing mistake. His 33 can retake the rest of the bonuses, but has no real estate in which to run a 70% if that's what he was going to go for.
This is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
Soul Rogue takes a card in Orient without breaking anybody. Vanilla Goblin sets for 25, puts a 69 stack up top in Russia. Gonna go into Orient. Looks like he's gonna take it, not interested in breaking anyone this turn. Or is he gonna take it? Is this a run attempt? Break Southeastern Europe. He has the run if he passed it correctly. Needs to portal into Eastern Europe or run up through Italy. Stealing the West Africa bonus entirely on 50% of the board. Making full use of the 90-second turn timer here. Looks like he's going to need every second. Going to need to sweep across France, Germany, and Eastern Europe. Just needs 10% more of the board. Should have just enough time to finish it. Gets really bad dice. Looks like a slider error there. Should still have enough. Running out of time quickly, though. Needs to hit one more. And that is it. Well played to Vanilla Goblin. Taking the 70% run, as well as the 15 points in Game 1. All right, we're going to get Game 2 set up here, folks. Game 2 is going to be a fixed 70 game on the Modern Spain map. Ole. Oh, man. I have a bottle of Spanish wine in my cupboard. I'm going to have to break that. I mean, I'm playing for the Spanish national qualifiers, and one of the games is going to be on the Spain map. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get some. I'll whip out the Spain wine for that, a little bit of it. All right. Anyway, looks like Oscar's gonna set it up. But coming out of game one, we have Oscar, Soul Rogue, Bullet Fist, and Patrick all yet to score. White Tredigan on 6 points, thanks to his 2 bounties, and Vanilla Goblin 1 bounty and a win, 18 points coming out of game one, in the lead. How did I end up in Spain? Uh, Mi madre se nació en España y por eso yo puedo jugar para el equipo de España. So I'll translate that for you. My mother was born and raised in Spain. She's a first generation immigrant to the States. And according to the rules, una cerveza por favor. Yeah. According to the rules, the child of a first immigrant can can sign up for that country. That's what I did last year. I joined Spain last year. But we didn't have a full Spanish team last year. It was literally just me. So they put me on the Southwestern Europe team. Um, and I played with AGJ 200, um, a French player, I believe, French Guyana player, and I played with Lena Kitty, uh, the other French player. So that was my team last year. But this year we will have a pure Spanish Conquistador team of me and 2 other lovely players who happen to also qualify. Of course, that assumes that I qualify, but the way it's going, it does seem so far so good for me. All right, Vanilla Goblin gonna make the map because Oscar doesn't have it, and we'll get it going. Appreciate it, Fitz. Alrighty. Hopping into game 2 here. Looks like we do have a couple color swaps on us. Soul Rogue on pink, White Tredigan on purple. Everyone else reprising their colors from game 1. Oh, geez. I see an entire swamp circle jerk in my chat. hope you guys enjoy that. All right, we got Oscar in the first seat. Okay, that one Talmage also kind of looks like a frog jacking off, but I think he's just running. All right, Oscar going to go ahead and take 2 bonuses on turn 1. Oh, nope, going to give Vanilla Goblin a chance to roll out that 2. Or to fortify that 2 out, I should say. All right, Bull of Fists going to go for the turn 1 +3. Has to hit a Patrick 3 to do so. Patrick, I'm sure, is dismayed by that, but he likely would have made the same choice. I know I would have. Another Patrick position is removed, so that Soul Rogue can take a bonus. Now, Vanilla Goblin, seems like his bonus is the +3 up at the top. I told you already, whatever floats your boat is what you see, Mike. Are you saying I want to see frogs jacking off? How's it going, Grogu? I don't know. Maybe I do. I'll have to ask my therapist. Every time I do the Rorschach tests in in therapy, I keep saying, why do you keep showing me pictures of a frog jacking off? Amphibious masturbation. Every single image. And then, her response is, well, it sounds like you need more therapy. And I'm like, I don't want any more. I see enough of these in my Twitch chat. All right, I'm just rambling now. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. All right, purple. White Tredigan also going to hit a 2 out of Patrick's to take his bonus. Unfortunate when you go last in a fixed game. very quickly placed on the back foot. But thanks to Patrick's spawn, he should be able to bag a turn 1 plus 2. Gonna go for a turn 1 plus 4, though. Removes Bullet Fist from the plus 2, and should also take the plus 2 that was gifted to him. Alrighty, Oscar gonna pick up his second bonus. I'm not sure there are any other second bonuses on the map. Ooh, unless you make your own. Bullet Fist says, "Why, thank you, Soul Rogue. I will gladly take this as my second bonus." Oh boy. Soul Rogue, of course, has no choice but to immediately break both bonuses of Bullet Fist. These guys are crazy. Yeah, definitely some spicy plays there. But I think Bullet Fist is probably going to make out for the better in this exchange. And Soul Rogue might get picked up as the first bounty for game 2. Of course, it's Shroud. Dude can shoot a fly. I love Sweden, man. It's so chaotic. Yeah. Yeah, this is certainly an entertaining set here. All right, doesn't look like Vanilla Goblin has any lines on a second bonus. Looks like Purple might be gearing up to conquer the rubble that'll be left in the wake of the Red and Pink War. Now stop hitting each other and hit Oscar. Grogu, you have to watch Arco's Zombies Round 3 when it's on YouTube. This was the single most hilarious game I've ever seen. But I will, but he probably uploads a month later. Tragic news, yeah. Patrick and Oscar both able to hold their 2 bonuses. All right, now we're back to the action. Red's turn. Not getting the best dice on Pink. Gonna have to remove him, though, from this side of the board. And he successfully does so. But is holding his 2 bonuses with a skeleton crew. White Tredigan now has to play for his life. Needs to take a bonus elsewhere. Decides not to roll the 6v4. Sees Red literally going to remove Red from the top side of the board there. All right, things have settled out a bit. So let's go ahead and look at the bonuses on Modern Spain. And this is one of the few maps that I'll actually do okay on the pronunciation. Ooh, actually, hang on. We will not be looking at the bonuses because there's some spicy action going on. Vanilla Goblin gonna remove Red from this side of the board. Could steal both bonuses here. Not gonna lie, I was not expecting this. On Frog's Twitch, he doesn't upload VODs. He did for that one. Yeah, Frogman, he is not publishing his VODs. Someone asked in our clan where chat. There's some France 1v Gets me at the end. Interesting. Vanilla Goblin sitting in both of Bullet Fist's bonuses. Bullet Fist on less than 10 troops, Soul Rogue on exactly 10 troops. Who will be bagging these kills? I think purple should. I think if you're White Tredigan, you pick up the red kill here. He is going to move in. Takes a card. Is he going to take the bonus? He is going to go ahead and take the bonus. Vanilla is a menace. Leaves a 2 to guard. If red has a trade, someone else eats a Sue. Or someone eats a Sue. I think if red has a trade, he finishes off pink. But maybe I'm wrong. Patrick going to pick up a third bonus here. Ah, he's not picking up a third bonus. Going to pick up the kill guard on pink, it looks like. Someone should pick up this red kill quite literally on life support. Yep. Gonna Oscar planning on hitting a Vanilla Goblin 3 to finish off red. And pick up Soul Rogue's or Bullet Fist's 3 cards here. Gets perfect dice on Goblins 3. He's gonna pick up a third bonus in the process. Yeah, he's come this far. He may as well finish it. GG's to General Bullet Fist, and well played to Oscar, taking the first bounty of Game 2. And with that, Oscar is finally on the board in round 4. Why didn't purple take the kill? Not sure. Yeah, does Oscar have the double kill here? Can he also pick up pink? Wow, has some really good cards. 6 cards and 2 10 sets. Love to see it. Gonna need to roll through Patrick in order to pick this kill up. Gonna leave it to a 6v3 with a couple other 3s in the wings. Gonna roll Patrick's first. Slow rolling. Looks like he can do it with 1 stack. He's got the kill. Needs to make sure he can bag it in time. Ooh, that came down to the wire there, but he does indeed have this kill. GG's to Soul Rogue. And well played to Oscar, picking up the second bounty of Game 2. Soul Rogue did have a set on 3, but wasn't going to survive to use it. And it was also a little bit of a weak sauce horsey trade. So Oscar on 44% of the board. I'm sure he's looking at whether or not he has the run here. Needs to fortify that 15 into a good spot. All right, now we're back at Vanilla Goblin. So this board got a whole lot more open now that we're down to 4 players remaining. Oscar holding way too much of the board is going to need to be pushed back a little bit. Yep, Vanilla Goblin immediately steals a bonus from Oscar and breaks another one. Breaks Oscar's other bonus. Oscar was probably fine with the steal. I don't think he was fine with the steal plus double break from Goblin there. But Wytredigan and Patrick, I'm sure, don't mind that move from Goblin, because now they don't really have to do much of anything against Oscar if they don't want to. White appears to be going for the big bonus at the southern end of the map. Doesn't finish it though. Just takes some board. Going to sit on 34% of the board. Patrick on 10% of the board, but holding his 2+2s. I think if you're Patrick, you insist on that +3 at the top left. So he doesn't have it quite yet. If I'm Patrick, I open the 2. I open the 5. Yeah, I do that. And that lets Oscar get down there. Ooh, but doesn't fortify back. Oh boy. Oscar going to trade in the horses. Horsies. Does he attempt the 70% run right here and now? Looks like he's thinking about it. This does appear to be a 70% run attempt. One 3v1 fails, second one successful. On 50% of the board. $65% of the board. Needs to get good dice on this 4 here. Gonna slow roll with a 3. Takes off 1. That's all he's gonna get. 11v3 here. Sliders. Needs to pick up these other 2 2s, or just 1 2. And just like that, Oscar finishes game 2 and bags the 20 points. So not too shabby from Oscar coming out of game 2 with 26 points. This game ended too quickly for me to even get a chance to do the bonuses for the Modern Spain map. Oh well. Hopefully we'll have time to do that later tonight during my game. Okay, I was going to have another national qualifier match right after this one, but unfortunately, they rescheduled that group, Belgium group, rescheduled for tomorrow. So I won't be able to host or cast for them. So yeah, the only other national cup game, national qualifier World Cup game that I'll be bringing you guys today is my own. That's going to be at 23 UTC, which is in a little over 4 hours from now. Alrighty, let's look at the current standings. Soul Rogue, Bullet Fist, and Patrick all have yet to score. White Tredigan on 6 points, Vanilla Goblin on 18 points, and Oscar taking the point lead for this round on 26 points after that stunning game 2. Is their qualifier looking? Looking good. They're about to set up game 3 here. All right, while we're waiting on them to set up game 3, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with the bonuses on the Spain map. Because I didn't get a chance to go through them. And I might forget when I play later today. So, Modern Spain, you got 3 +2s. You got Euskadi up in the north. Then you got Extremadura over on the west side bordering Portugal. Then you got Ceuta y Melilla on the southern end of the map. That's those North African territories there. Then you have, a 4th +2, the Las Islas Canarias off the coast of Spain there. Then you have 5 plus 3s. You got Galicia up in the top left. Then you got Aragon, Catalunya, Las Islas Baleares on the east coast. And then the one with the big name, Comunidad Valenciana y Región de Murcia. Doesn't need to be that many words, but it is. Um, then you got the big +6 in the middle of the board, Madrid y Castilla-La Mancha. Then you have the +8 of Andalusia. My mother's hometown is in Andalusia. I don't know if you guys see those two lines that connects Andalusia with both of the other +2s, Islas Canarias and Ceuta y Melilla, but that dot right there is basically where my mom's hometown is at in Spain. Uh, anyway, and then last but not least, the big bonus on this map, the +10 up in the north, Asturias, Cantabria, Castilla y León. All right, that's it for the bonuses on the Spain map. Not that it particularly matters since that game's over now. So, getting ready to hop into game 3 here, which is going to be a progressive world domination game on the Central America map. All right, looks like we have another color switch. Soul Rogue and White Tredigan swapping colors entirely this game. Everyone else reprising their colors from the 2 previous games. Well, we have a little bit of lagginess here. Yep, coming out of the screen share, it sounds like. Oh dear. Ooh, yeah, not the best. Let me see if I can close it. I'll disconnect and hop back into it. See if that makes things any better. If I can refresh the stream on my end. Oh boy. Yeah, having some technical difficulties with the share here. All right, I think we're back in it. All right, Vanilla Goblin in the first seat. Not sure where his card was, but looks like he did get one. Oscar in the second seat. So far, doesn't look like anyone's lining up a bonus. Why Tredigan? Oh no, wait, that was Soul Rogue. Soul Rogue is on purple this game. Why Tredigan is pink. They swapped colors entirely. Bullet Fist gonna pick up a bonus on turn 1. And I'm sure is not going to respond particularly well to being broken, given what we've seen so far this set. All right, White Tredigan moving into the Louisiana bonus. Rolls the 6v3, doesn't even give Oscar a chance to roll out. And can't finish it yet. Likely going to hit that 2 on his next turn. Last but not least, we have Patrick. Takes a quick card, makes a simple fortify. No muss, no fuss on Patrick's turn here. All right, Vanilla Goblin has a line on a bonus, but would have to hit a Oscar 3 and get good enough dice to also split. Looks like he's going to start the process of taking that bonus. Oscar going to be left on the outs here when it comes to any type of bonus staking. Purple's going to get one. Pink and blue are both going to get one. Oscar and Patrick appear to be the have-nots. Oscar going to try to keep Soul Rogue off of his bonus. Oh, never mind. He moves out of both bonuses and is asking for Soul Rogue to roll out his 3. Oscar going to try for the Central America bonus. We see Soul Rogue pick up the Caribbean bonus. Doesn't roll his 3 out for Oscar. Bullet Fist first to collect on a bonus. Does he attack up to get his 2 out of dodge? No, he breaks instead. And Soul Rogue says, good luck. I believe these players also got into a fight during the last game. Bullet Fist got into a fight with Goblin on game 1. Game 2, he got into a fight with Soul Rogue, and it looks like in game 3, he's once again getting into a fight with Soul Rogue. White Tredigan going to finish his bonus. Patrick has no lines on a bonus and doesn't look like he's trying to claim one either. Going to play a no bonus progressive World Dom game here for Patrick. Consolidates his troops over in the west, takes his card in South America. All right, Vanilla Goblin should be able to finish his bonus this turn. So Bullet Fist last time around was the only player with a bonus and immediately broke the only other player to take a bonus. Will he try to break the other 2 players that have now claimed a bonus? Oscar not going to roll the 5v3. Just going to ask Soul Rogue to move it for him. Soul Rogue just responds with an angry face. Leaves Oscar's bonus to retake his own. And is going to guard heavily against Bullet Fist. Bullet Fist on 12 territories and a bonus. Can once again break Soul Rogue if he wants to. But can't break all 3 of his opponents that are now on bonuses. Decides to remove a Oscar 2 up in Canada. Oscar, not entirely sure why he decided to do that. I hate how it's looking, but it smells like cat piss. I think these have been thoroughly enjoyable games. Even though we certainly haven't seen perfect choices all around. The cat piss incident. Fitz looking okay. You guys are gonna have to clue me in on the cat piss incident. I think I'm out of the loop on this one. All right. Well, Tredigan, not looking to break anyone. Just wants to take his card in Canada. I do not know the cat piss lore. He'll DM me the screenshot. Okay. I'm part of the cat piss lore and I don't have a clue. Okay. Well, I have to know now. I certainly do have plenty of, like, I have a ton of cats, or not a ton. I have 2 cats in my house. So, I do know that cat piss does not smell super good. There's not going to be a frickin' car air freshener of with a cat piss scent on it anytime soon. All right, I see your DM Fits. Uh oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't go over to when I have my own cast up, I only have my own Twitch up, so looks like I'm if that's all there is to it, it looks like I'm aware of the cat piss lore. Um oh well, I have a ton of cats. I will say I used to have a ton of cats. We were up to 6 cats in my house at one point, but we're back down to 2. Yeah. Talmage sent me a screenshot of some other stuff that was sent over that was said over there. So yeah, it does sound it does sound like it was popping. And hopefully they were able to resolve the issue. It's never I try not to root for drama, even though admittedly it is entertaining to watch. That was the extremely rational comment that came about 10 minutes after a rampage. Ah, I see. Okay. I'm always rooting for Trump. Fair enough, man. All right. I appreciate you guys keeping me abreast of that. Bullet Fist insisting on just marching down Canada there removes a vanilla 3. IDK what he is doing, to be honest. He's taking cards in the place he wants to take cards, and he'll be damned if there's any troops in his way. I mean, on some level, you got to respect it. The conviction, at least. Max drama equals max fun. My name is Max, so checks out. Oh, that's cool. Who is commentating, me or Oscar? Actually, let's do that. Do an all text commentary from Oscar. Yeah, just bring up the report screen. Say whatever you want to say for your comments. That actually might be pretty entertaining. Maybe I'll try that during my game later. Patrick slams a Oscar 3, loses nothing for it. These guys do not care about taking cards on 2s, 3s, what have you. They seem to pick a territory, and regardless of what's there, like, hey, that's where I chose to take my card from, that territory. Oscar checking out Bullet Fist's profile. Oscar seems like he smells like cat piss as well. Poor Oscar. He either smells like cat piss or could be smelling cat piss. Oscar has confirmed that he does in fact smell like cat piss. When in doubt, hit Oscar. Always works. Okay, I'll have to try that the next time I'm in a game with him. We see an early trade from Bullet Fist. First round of trades in the 4th seat. Decides to take the 4 trade. Still wants to take cards in that section. And takes another territory. Really insisting on looping around in that direction. I think if you're Oscar, you move that 5 out of the way because that 5 seems to be Bullet Fist's next card. Anyone else think my stack is dead? Yep. The trend line of Bullet Fist's attacks for cards seem to indicate that his next hit is Oscar's 5. I'm curious to see what happens if Oscar puts every single troop he has on that 5 and see how Bullet Fist responds to that. Does Bullet Fist smack it anyway and give up if he doesn't get a card if he loses the roll? He is Bullet Fist for a reason. That is true. Hey, thanks for the first time chat, professional risk takers. Nice to see you guys in here. The 5 stack is dead for sure. Yeah. Faux show. Yeah, needs to add to it heavily or get out of dodge. But White Tredigan left a 3 in the way for Oscar's 5. All right, Patrick has no bonus but has more troops than Soul Rogue, who has one of the larger bonuses on the map. Vanilla Goblin going to set in. Ooh, I missed that Patrick set in. Patrick went ahead and took the 6 trade. So Vanilla Goblin, I'm sure, not complaining with being able to bag the 8 trade here. I probably smell like cat piss. I probably do. I certainly did a couple years ago when there was frickin' 6 cats in my house. But that's another story. We're down to a perfectly reasonable 2 cats now. 6 cats is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway. All right, Oscar has the 10 trade. Looking around at his +2s, but his 4 is not a bad spot for a +2. Decides to switch out his horsies, presumably based off of the +2s he was looking at. So yeah, I really want to see what happens to Oscar's 5 here. I think you add everything to that 5 and watch what Bullet Fist does. Yeah, add the rest to your 5, sir. It's dead otherwise. He either needs to add the rest to the 5 or take his card off the 5. You can clearly tell he doesn't want to add the rest to his 5. But he also knows it's dead if he doesn't. Oh boy. Using a lot of his turn time to think about what he wants to do here. About 20, 15 seconds left. Yeah, decides to spend his 5 instead of adding to it. Red with that avatar is like Mamba's alter ego. Yeah. Alright, Soul Rogue with the 12 trade. Decides to beef up his borders, particularly his border with Bullet Fist, it looks like. Big 20 stack on Bullet Fist's border. No set on 3 for Oscar. Now Bullet Fist is up. Looks like he's going to hit the 4. And moves into Oscar's position. All according to Kaikaku for Bullet Fist, seems like. White Tredigan is up. Gets the biggest set from the first round of trades, thanks to Patrick trading early. 15 puts White Tredigan in the troop lead. and fortifies out of Bullet Fist's way, as that is likely his next card. All right, Patrick really in 4 positions here, 4 stacks anyway. Unfortunately, loses one. Gonna have to be careful for White-Tredigan killing him. White-Tredigan has 20 more troops than he does already, and is favored to trade before him during the second round of trades, and is next to him in all of the locations that Patrick finds himself in. I'm not gonna lie. I think what I do either that turn or on the upcoming turn as Patrick is I remove White-Tredigan from South America. He does not need to be there for survival. And that is probably the best way for Patrick to make sure that he lives. Because that 30 stack in that situation would have to go through either the 24 or the 17. Actually, no. That 30 stack would go 1-1-1, the 2 3s, then blacks 2, and then through blacks 5. Now a 7. But it's at least a harder path than what he has right now. So yeah, maybe I wouldn't do it for sure, but I would certainly, if I'm Patrick, I think about removing those 7 troops from South America of pink, just to make sure that I can stay alive or improve my chances of staying alive. All right, Oscar has a set on 4. And Bullet Fist has a set on 3, gonna set early in the second round of trades as well with the 20. No one's on 5, so no kill is worth it. But looks like he wants to match the arms race with purple on his southern border there. That 25 and 27 stacks can only go into each other. Looks like he wanted the Canada bonus with that trade and decides to break Soul Rogue once again. So takes a second bonus for himself and breaks Soul Rogue's bonus. And leaves the 6 inside of it. Red gets it. He gets it and is likely about to get something, because I don't think Soul Rogue is going to take that lying down. Soul Rogue likely to trade, put everything on the 27, and break both of Bullet Fist bonuses. White-Tredigan going to set on 3 for the 25. Too little too late for Patrick to remove him now, if he was thinking of it. But not going to go for the kill just yet. Patrick is saying, oops. Looks like I'm mistaken. He is going to go for the kill. If he's successful, this will not be worth any points. Looks like he will be successful. Patrick lost that 4th position of his, that 4th stack of his to Bullet Fist. And White-Tredigan going to set in early on 3 to put Patrick out of this game. Gets his cards, his 3 cards, but does not get the 3 points for it. So Patrick, unfortunately, going to end this game in this round on 0 points. Alrighty. White-Tredigan does not have the troop lead, but likely will after Soul Rogue's turn, and is sitting on 4 cards. Soul Rogue probably smells like cat piss. Red's the only one to match the chat's chaos. IDK, why we don't have another win condition of holding 3 bonuses. that would be thoroughly entertaining. We need blood. Yeah, Red got the memo. That's for sure. Yeah, none of this good neighbor stuff. Red is all the bonuses are mine, none for anyone else. Especially not if your name is Soul Rogue, apparently. All right, Vanilla Goblin setting in. I believe that's the 30 trade for Vanilla Goblin. Can he bag the Oscar kill here? Oscar has the most cards and the least amount of troops. In a world of good neighbor, be a bullet fist. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move out of my neighborhood due to all the bullets and fisting flying around. Red may be the best talent coming out of Sweden. Yeah. All right, doesn't go for the Oscar kill. Oscar survives the trade and gets 10 more troops than he otherwise would have. Looks like Oscar's gonna attempt the Soul Rogue kill, and he should have it. Yeah, I think he has this. Loses 2. Loses 4 on the 6. Not trying to send everything after Soul Rogue. Wants to save a few troops to go after White Tredigan, maybe. Appears to be attempting the chain, but hasn't gotten the best dice so far. So I think probably best not to risk it. Make sure you get this kill. Loses 21 on the 3. And looks like he's got enough to finish it off. So unfortunately for Soul Rogue, he's going to get put out of the game by Oscar before having a chance to retaliate on Bullet Fist. GG's to Soul Rogue, and well played to Oscar, taking his first bounty of Game 3. That kill was worth points because he's trading in the middle of the turn. Micah, you got a lot of fisting in your neighborhood too? Yeah, bullets flying around, fisting. You can't walk around in certain parts of the neighborhood at certain times without catching a fist, you know. It's really rough out there. I am hearing some things for a friend. Think Red just figured out it's Prague? Red gets to hold Canada, as well as what is that? The Northern U.S. bonus? Yeah, Northern U.S. Red going into black still doesn't want anyone holding the Caribbean bonus. Breaks black and pink. Does he also break blue? Could roll the 8v5. Yeah, that 20 doesn't really have much room to run. Gets perfect dice on the 3. Does break Vanilla Goblin. So red just insisting on bullying the board here. Needs to fortify his 20 somewhere. You don't fortify your 9. You got to unlock your 20, sir. Micah, how often would you say you're getting fisted while walking around your neighborhood? You know, more often than I would like. If you can believe it. Nope, still playing fixed. He's the one out here doing the fisting, so never bro 5v3. Guys, I still need to know where this neighborhood is. Ooh, I didn't take Micah for that type. My friend really wants to visit. Yeah, I'm down here in Virginia, so feel free to come on by. White Tredigan sets in. Gonna remove a Bullet Fist 2. Has a massive 78 stack. Doesn't retake his bonus. Gonna add to that stack. Big 83. Country roads take me home to the fist where I belong. Uh-oh, Virgin City. Yeah. All right. Vanilla Goblin going to break in response. Does he come around and break the other bonus? Or is he going to leave that to Oscar? No, my bonuses. Another classic Micah song dropping. Yeah. Yeah, the well, I Will Survive on 5 riff was pretty good. Yeah, the fisting on a country road doesn't I don't know. Doesn't have the same what is it? I guess relevance might be the word for risk. Oh geez. Because at least the other one was kind of relevant to risk, but fisting on a country road doesn't have anything to do with risk. Oscar, no set on 4, unfortunately. Bullet Fist retakes all of his bonuses. Get good, Oscar. Theodoro Bagwell living there. 4 bonus. Oh, is it 4? It looks like 3. Yeah, it should just be 3 bonuses. Oh, geez. White Tredigan going after the Oscar kill. Gonna have to wrap through the Caribbean to finish it, but he should have this. Oscar, unfortunately, didn't have the set anyway. I don't think you split there, sir. You don't have to split there. But gonna split there anyway. Yeah, where his 7 was is where he could have split instead, but doesn't matter. Looks like he's gonna get the kill either way. Bullet Fist loses one of his bonuses. White Tredigan needs to go north. There it is. 20 to the 8. And 11v1, that's 100% all day long. Thinking about it. Throwing out the GG's. Well played to Oscar there. Yep. Good game to Oscar. And well played to White Tredigan. Taking the 3rd bounty this round. Or 3rd bounty of game 3 and his 3rd bounty for the round. Puts him on 9 points. In a big trade here. Can he kill red or blue? Looks like he's going to attempt to kill red. Is going to need to move very fast here. Red stops with red on 69 troops. We unfortunately don't see any dabs coming out, but if you're going to stop anywhere, that's a good place to stop. All right. Does Vanilla Goblin have a set? Looks like he does not. Going to take a 4th card. Hiding out behind White Tredigan down in South America. There's a dab from Grogu and from Mitch. And just like that, he's off 69 troops. Going to set in for the 55. Setting in on 3 is General Bullet Fist here. Is he going to bag either the White Tredigan or Vanilla Goblin kills? Neither would set him in turn, but either one would be particularly spicy. Slams White Tredigan's stack. Looks like he is going to attempt the kill here. Oh, geez, Oscar's making a comment. LOL. So Bullet Fist cannot path himself down to finish the pink kill off. This does look like a feed. It's a good thing White Tredigan goes next. He at least gets the opportunity to trade, but I'm not sure he has the Vanilla Goblin kill anymore. He would have had the kill had Bullet Fist not slammed him like that. So White Tredigan going to go back into Bullet Fist here. Not going to let him hold the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bonuses he was on at the end of that turn. All right, now we're back over to Vanilla Goblin. Does Vanilla Goblin have the set? You're learning a thing or two here? Yeah. Yep, definitely some interesting choices being made here. As you should. Are you locked in? I don't think he's as locked in as Bullet Fist is locked in, or at least as locked in as Bullet's fist is in White Tredigan's rear end. Anyway, still no. I heard you lost 1v1s to Fitz. I don't play 1v1s. That can't be happening. Yeah, Vanilla Goblin thinking about setting, still hasn't gone into his attack phase here. Yeah, I think you do set, sir. Yeah, he takes the 65 trade. Not worth it to kill anybody. Looks like he's gonna pick up a bonus. Does he split here? After this, let's 1v1 Bullet Fist and Frog. That would be an entertaining 1v1 to watch. But with as much, jacking off frogs as I see in my Twitch chat, I'm not sure if I would want to see a frog get fisted. regardless if it's at the speed of a bullet. Anyway, sorry, I'm having way too much fun with with Red's name. It's a good name. It's a good name. Bullet Fist hits some White Tredigan territory. Gonna remove. Ooh, does not remove the stack. That 50 stack of Bullet Fist is only open to Vanilla Goblin. He can't handle the fist. I am the first fist. Shit. Yep, White Tredigan not planning on doing much. I'm gonna go ahead and sit. Ooh, does Vanilla Goblin have... I think if you're Vanilla Goblin, you attempt the White Tredigan kill here. You can double tap it with your 60 and your 20, and then you have the other position down at the south there. Vanilla Goblin gonna wrap around. Slams White... Wins the roll. Doesn't need a double tap. Just like that, White Tredigan is eliminated. GG's to the pink player. Well played to Vanilla Goblin. Taking the fourth bounty of game 3. Gonna set in and go into Bullet Fist here. Bullet Fist only on 2 cards. Vanilla Goblin should have plenty of troops to wrap this up. The question is, we did see that he was a bit slow back in game 1. Will he be able to finish it up this turn, or does he just finish it next turn? Not using his 8, but doesn't need it. Has plenty of troops to finish this off. And it looks like, even though he's a little bit on the slow side, the 90-second turn timer is something he's able to take full advantage of. And should be able to finish Bullet Fist this round. Doesn't take the best path for the split there, but has another stack waiting in the wings anyway. Yeah, those dice were crazy. Frog is Pope Fist the first. How much for second? Pretty sure that's 0. So as entertaining as Bullet Fist was, he ends with no bounties and no wins. But Vanilla Goblin takes the Bullet Fist bounty and the Game 3 W. So Soul Rogue, General Bullet Fist, and Patrick, fortunately, all end the round with consolation donuts. And White Tredigan gave it his best effort, was able to bag 3 bounties, but unfortunately no wins, ends with 9 points. Oscar was able to bag a few bounties, I think 4 total this round, 2 of which came in his fixed game. And he bagged the fixed win, puts him on 29 points for the round. And Vanilla Goblin with 3 bounties and 2 wins, just shy of 40 points on 39. Yeah, he's fast enough. Yep. 1 fisting, you get no points. You are awarded no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Yeah, that makes me think of that one Adam Sandler movie from way back when, that meme. Anyway, we need more Bullet Fists in this world. I don't know. I feel like there's Billy Madison. That's the movie. Yep. Donut where? That's the 0. It's just a fun, instead of going home with a 0, wouldn't you rather go home with a donut as your consolation prize? Anyway, zeros look like donuts. Now I've explained the joke, and now it's not. It wasn't funny in the first place, so I guess it was fine to explain it. Alrighty. That is Sweden round 4, everybody. Let's take a peek at the schedule and see what games are coming up next. Belgium round 4 does not play in 30 minutes. That game plays tomorrow. The next game is Canada round 4, going to be on Crackle's Twitch, taking place at 23 UTC, Canada round 1. That'll be an entertaining competitive game. Also taking place at the same exact time is España round 4. That'll be on my Twitch. I will not only be casting that game, I will also be playing in that game. So that should be a good time. And then after the 23 UTC games, we have our Saturday games at 19 UTC. So We have nothing for the next few hours, and then we're double booked coming up here in about 2.5 hours. So should be fun. Hey, what's up, Oscar? That was worst games I have ever played. um, they were certainly fun to watch. I'm sure that they may not have been all that fun to play, but you had a solid game too, sir. Very well played in that game too. Yes, very funny. I got to make all kinds of fisting jokes, um, so that was good. Happy Vanilla qualified. Yeah, Vanilla had a really good round here. He's the best player out of them. Yep. Wait, didn't you lose to bots earlier in the same thing? You suck. Oscar, you smell like cat piss. Oh, jeez. Ugh. Yeah, I did. What about it? Alrighty. I'm gonna see who's playing, who we can raid out to. Um, we got Cosmic Cowboy, we got Spud, Digi, Banana Juice, uh, and Void. I sent my PRT raid to Void. Maybe I can raid somebody else off of mine. I'll probably send this over to Banana Juice. He's playing uh, the Event Labs Hall of Fame Free for All Tournament Round 1. Um, Fun fact about that tournament, I did qualify for it, and then I no showed to my Round 1. uh, anyway, just not upset about that at all. Alrighty. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will catch y'all next time. Bye bye now.